Hello world, I'm Rich, and this is Rich's World Beer Tour. Hey, got some hecklers way behind us, but I've got two buddies today, Eepin and Todd, joining us, because I've got something special. From Goose Island, Lolita, the 2013 version. Now, I've never had Lolita. It's a Belgian Style Wild Ale. Ale brewed with raspberries and aged in wine barrels. Now, I've heard this is a $25 bottle of beer, and I think it's because of the raspberries. 15 tons of raspberries were used in the production of this beer. So, and to guarantee, yeah, 15 tons, not in this particular bottle.
So I see the year is 2013.
Was that a good year, Rich?
Life? I mean, does this sit on the shelf?
Actually, Todd, geez, you lead right into good things. 8.7% ABV, develops in the bottle for up to 5 years. Good question. Bottled on June 17th of 2013. These guys I wanted in on this review because they know wine. I don't know wine, and since ooh, check that color out. Since this is aged in wine barrels, I wanted their opinions on it.
Now, Rich, what kind of glass is appropriate for this then?
You know,
your snifter, or
a goblet, a snifter, a nice big wine glass.
Okay.
I'm thinking that you want to get your nose down into this. I'm not.
I noticed it settled pretty quickly.
Yeah. Check out the. Let me put a little to hide the label here. Oh, and I can see the bottom there. There is live yeast when it's bottled. Check out that pour and the head, or lack
I
thereof.
can smell the berries.
Yeah, that is. Give me what's the color? If you took orange and raspberry and look at yours compared to mine. I get some of that sediment in there from the bottom.
Yes.
Yours was real clear.
Mine is clear.
Caramely rose.
Caramely rose.
I like that.
Wow. Little caramely rose. Let's get a. I don't know if I'm backing off camera. We might have record ratings here if I'm back off camera. The raspberries are right there.
Berries, like a Belgian style.
It is, and a wild ale, not a farm ale. And I don't know the difference between those. I mean, I just like beer. I don't know all the ins and outs.
Lovely, lovely smell.
Smells lovely. Not a lot of carbonation in there, is there?
No, doesn't seem
Definitely
to.
mellowed out quick.
I'm getting some bubbles, but I've got etching on the bottom of my glass. Are you guys getting anything off yours? Nothing?
No,
Completely. I'm hoping.
looks still.
The hecklers. I'm just getting raspberries and kind of that farmy Belgian yeasty.
Yeah.
Let's dig in.
Cheers, world.
There you go. he knows all the catchphrases.
After 122 episodes, I know.
Boom, it's fine. You got it.
There's no carbonation to it at all.
No.
It's
I get a strong yeast also. So
I definitely have a strong yeast, but I think I got half the yeast of the bottle in there.
You know, it definitely doesn't attack the tongue like wine.
No.
Does it?
What are you guys getting at the very end? That's where it really hits me, is the end. That tartness of the raspberries
Yeah.
at the very end is just
yeah.
that front of the
Oh,
tongue and
now,
then the
now,
dry.
now I'm getting it.
The more you kind of breathe or talk, it's
Yep. At the end. I think this will actually age. Don't you? Yeah. It just feels like it's developing.
the mouthfeel is really thin. I mean, I want to call it watery, but I don't know if that's the right word. It's thin. There is a wine-like character to it. There's that yeasty tart. It's like a thinner raspberry wine.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm
Yeah.
pulling from it. I like it. This is something that get a salmon steak on the grill and have this with it.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't know. We're working towards summer pairings week. Check your local listings.
Capers on the salmon.
Capers.
I think it's definitely a beer that you gotta eat with wine or with food.
With food.
Yeah.
This would be one to.
Yeah.
Well, we'll finish it here, or we'll order pizza or something.
So, Rich, is this a sipper? Would you say or no?
You know, some of the really rich ones that I get that are higher ABV are definite sippers. This one's a sipper just because it reminds me of a wine. I don't think I could hammer this. I could definitely not sit down and drink a bottle by myself or two bottles. You know, this is one. If you've got this, folks, share it with someone. I don't know. It's thin. I think for what they're doing, you know, I've never seen a farm ale, a wild ale that is, you know, heavy and way out there. It's usually very delicate, and this is delicate.
What is a wild ale?
A wild ale. They've got the wild yeast in there.
Oh, okay.
From what I've read. People can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a stout guy into new territory on some of these beers. It sits, and that's why it changes with age.
What's
The
the
yeast in there.
significance of Lolita?
I don't know. Isn't Lolita? Wasn't that the hooker from the police? What was the police song? Wasn't it?
I don't know.
Don't stand too close, or one of those. Wasn't that?
Oh.
I don't know.
It was a novel by Nabokov.
This is why we bring Epen along.
The literary connection.
There it is.
So do you drink this at the ski lodge or on the deck in the summer? I'm thinking the deck in the summer.
Deck in the summer.
Back in the summer? Okay.
A warm summer evening, sipping with dinner with some friends. I don't know. Let's give me a rating. A 1 to 10, where you're at.
Well, given where you place, you know, your bourbon barrel kind of beverages and
You got to throw
and your
all them
stouts,
out. This is what.
I really just
Where does this stand as just its own thing?
I'd say an 8.5, somewhere in there.
I think you're generous. I think it's a little overpriced.
Overpriced, but what's the?
Question. Points per dollar. That's
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
I'm gonna go a little lower, maybe 7.5.
Okay. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think this is.
I knew the
for-
rich scale.
No, actually, I think for what maybe it is because maybe you end up giving it extra points because you spent the money on it. You don't want to look like a sucker. No, you know what? I think it's delicate. I think with the right food, this would be awesome. I think just sipping it is good. I think it's a very good beer, almost on the verge of being a wine.
But this is really a Belgian style,
A
right?
Belgian style,
So
that farmy, delicate,
And the raspberry-
yeasty,
the
the
raspberry.
raspberry.
'Cause
They're
they're-
going to throw 15 tons of raspberries in there for me. I better. No, I think it's a 8.5. But hey, gang, here's what you're looking for. If you can trade for it, I know it's not out there anymore. If it is at a store, grab one. Goose Island out of Chicago, Lolita, the Belgian style wild ale. If you've tried it, put some notes out there. Tell us if we're missing things. If Todd's way off on his 7, if we're way off on our 8.5.
Stick a gun before I got here, didn't help.
Yeah. But if you tried it, put some notes out there on YouTube or on Facebook. Thanks for sharing a beer with us, and Epen, welcome to the world of
Well,
Rich's
thank
World
you,
Beer
Rich. This
Tour.
is an honor.
Todd, welcome back. Cheers, world.
Cheers.